Strictly Come Dancing's new superstar Shirley Ballas has revealed all about her controversial first year, and says it will be an honor to return. Top-level sources at the BBC have told The Sun that the Queen of Latin dance legend turned head judge on the BBC mega-hit will be offered a new contract next month after weeks of speculation about her future. Strictly's new head judge Shirley Ballas has revealed it would be an honor to return next year on the prospect of returning. In her only newspaper interview ahead of tomorrow night's final, she says, "I've had a brilliant experience. One never presumes, but I have enjoyed it. It would be an honor if one was to be asked back for such a magnificent show." Despite an incredible debut series after taking over from national treasure Len Goodman, Shirley doesn't want to tempt fate. After all, ex-judge Arlene Phillips didn't find out she had been axed until journalists turned up on her doorstep. The Queen of Latin is expected to receive a new contract next month. It's no surprise bosses want Shirley back. She has introduced a new brand of physical judging and ratings have soared to more than 12 million. She says, "It's been life-changing. It's beyond what I ever dreamed and expected. Thank God the ratings didn't go down. But that's not to say it's been easy for the 57-year-old, who has faced constant hate from Twitter trolls and a bitter kiss-and-tell from her ex-husband. And that's before we get to Brendan Cole, the bitchy pro dancer who has engaged in a disrespectful campaign against her after missing out on this Strictly head judge job. This year the show has seen ratings soar to more than 12 million. Shirley, who used to teach and socialize with Brendan, says, "He's confrontational. Every other professional was extremely respectful, very well-mannered. How are you, Mrs. Ballas? You're doing a good job." I was quite surprised. I got my feelings hurt because when he was with Camilla Dallerup all those years ago they came to our home, had dinner. But again, in my industry I'm used to that. He's going on chat shows saying I'm her equal and this, that and the other. I don't need to put somebody else down to build myself up. Brendan now refuses to talk to Shirley backstage. But she would accept his apology, should he swallow his pride. Shirley says, "If he comes in my direction and he's gracious and courteous, but I'm not going to run after him." By contrast, Anton Dubik, who also auditioned unsuccessfully to replace Len, has been the epitome of a perfect gentleman. Shirley says, "Everything he does with the utmost respect." Strictly Come Dancing head judge Shirley Ballas gets snubbed by Darcy Bussell during show intro. One supposed Strictly feud Shirley plays down is her rumored frostiness with fellow judge Darcy Bussell, 48. She says, "When I first met Darcy we just clicked. She has lots of stories to share. I have lots of stories to share. She's funny, I'm funny, and it just works like this. In fact, there was never one time I felt uncomfortable in her company. I see her coming down the corridor, her long, gorgeous legs, and my little legs are running towards her. She's just stunning." Despite that close relationship, and those with judges Craig Revel Horwood, who she describes as a pussycat, and Bruno Tonioli, it was announced yesterday that Shirley will not be joining them on the 2018 Strictly tour. Yesterday it was announced that Shirley will be the only judge not to go on the Strictly tour. She admits, "I would have liked to have done the tour, but it takes 3 judges with it and Darcy, Bruno and Craig all decided to do it, so they take precedence. They have been iconic on the show, earned their stripes, and I'm the newbie. So unfortunately it wasn't in the cards for me to do the tour this time." Despite the snub, she speaks highly of her fellow judges. She says, "It was my job to fit in with them, not theirs to fit in with me. They've been on the show a lot longer and I have absolute respect for them. Bruno I've known for 11 years, he's an absolute ball, and Craig is gorgeous. They all made me welcome. Supplied by Pixel 8000 Limited. Professional dancer Brendan Cole has recently engaged in a disrespectful campaign against Shirley after missing out on the head judge job. Shirley was confirmed as head judge in May after vowing bosses at a secret screen test. Her only TV work previously was on the US version of Dancing with the Stars, where her master classes and dance critiques were directed to the pros and contestants away from the cameras. Predictably, her elevation to the biggest show on TV has resulted in her becoming a target for cyberbullies, which has taken its toll. She says, "It was difficult. I had advice not to do Twitter or Instagram, but I chose to." Shirley was announced at Len's replacement as head judge back in May after pleasing bosses at a secret screen test. "To begin with, I was really kind to the mean people because I don't know if they were having a bad day. Fortunately, I was around quite a lot of positive people, like Tess Daly and Claudia Winkleman and everyone at the BBC. What I've learned is Twitter is only a bubble, take it with a pinch of salt." What Shirley will never be able to get her head around is her ex-husband and former dancer partner Corky Ballas, 56, the father of her beloved dancer son Mark, giving a brutal interview spilling intimate details about their marriage. She says with a grimace, "I was shocked because we've had a great relationship. I didn't respond because I care for him. He's Mark's dad. I just feel sad, really. But I'm a very forgiving person, so one will just move on." Shirley also received criticism from ex-husband and former dancing partner Corky Ballas after he gave a brutal interview. Single, Shirley has been asked on a date since Strictly but is not looking for a new relationship. Referring to her beloved 80-year-old mom Audrey Rich, who sits in on our interview, she says with a giggle, "I'm not looking, but my mother is. I've been so busy, there hasn't been time. But it's been over 2 years now that I've been single. I do miss having a nice conversation and a cuddle." Shirley has now lost her power to send home the celeb dancers, with viewers deciding between finalists Alexandra Burke, Joe McFadden, Gemma Atkinson and Debbie McGee tomorrow night. Shirley received backlash following her decision to send home Aston Marigold earlier in the show. Emmerdale's Adam Barton will be arrested for the murder of Emma. Robbie Williams slept with 3 Spice Girls, not the 4 he bragged about. Sex scandal sees Paul Hollywood's big US break ditched, but it's not his fault. Catherine Tildesley confirms she has quit Corey and will leave next year. Emmerdale's charity to re-rape trauma as Secret Son returns, but she stands by the most controversial moment of the series, her decision to send home favorite Aston Marigold in his dance-off with Molly King. She says, "I took all the flack but didn't feel pressured. That's my job. My job is to judge exactly what I am seeing, without fear or favor. I didn't even hesitate. And that is why Shirley is now a Strictly fixture." Shirley Ballas blames Strictly viewers for Aston Marigold's exit. Shirley's view on finalists: "Jojo may need to overcome his nerves if he wants to win. He was a little bit uncoordinated, then started to shine. That's when I nicknamed him Dark Horse Joe. But he gets nervous. You saw it in the semi-final. He needs to keep his cool. Alexandra, if Alexandra wants to take home the trophy, then she'll need to work on her technique. What is spectacular is her energy. She is a brilliant performer and has personality. Alex just has to focus on her technique so that she can stay beautifully balanced." Gemma has improved her technique throughout the course of the show. She has improved technically and she's developed the most amazing frame, but she needs to bring the performing aspect, to think about her skills as an actress. Debbie Strictly has given Debbie the opportunity to shine. She has developed beautiful technique. Entertainment-wise, she's great. She was Paul's assistant, so in the shadows. Now she is out and saying, "I can dance, look at me."